What's up, it's you? For today's video, with a full non-hidden ability Pokemon team. These are Pokemon that do not have hidden abilities. I'm going to be excluding legendary Pokemon and signature abilities too. So from this suggestion here, I picked a couple out and I put them all onto one team. So it's a mixed Pokemon that are fully evolved, middle stage Pokemon, and babies. So it's a pretty cool challenge. Now today, I've got an extra long video for y'all. We got 7 battles, so I really hope you enjoy. And this is a bit of a treat. I haven't uploaded for a couple of weeks, so I wanted to give you a banger. And we've got some more videos coming in the next couple of days too. If you enjoy the videos, people on the channel, you know, support it, hit that like button, and let's get into it. So first Pokemon battle here. This is a random battle on the Poke Portal. We got a Lucario lead here, and it's going to be using Meteor Mash. And of course, they get a boost, which is very, very unfortunate. So this is my first Pokemon Grubbin, so it's got the ability Swarm. So it's only got Swarm, and that is it. So it's max health and max attack. That was primarily a sticky web user and focus band and crunch and poison jab X scissor. So the next Pokemon here, my little Grubbin got wrecked, is going to be Electros. So this is a quick claw Electros. It's a mix attacker, and it's also got Zap Cannon, and it's got Confuse Ray. So it's a little bit of a scummy set. I actually managed to get a very, very lucky land on my Zap Cannon. So the idea here is to boost up the attack and accuracy, and that's going to help out my physical move and the accuracy of Zap Cannon, and hit it as hard as possible. Really, you're just trying to mess with the opponent and paralyze them and confuse them and stuff like that. So this was going to be max health and max special attack, quiet nature. So that's going to be the end of the Lucario. Next Pokemon we got here is going to be Dragapult. Now, I wonder, is there any other Pokemon, because there could be some more Pokemon out there, is there any other Pokemon that could not have a hidden ability? Now remember, let's take into account, we're not going to take legendaries into account and like signature abilities. Is there any other ones that weren't in that team suggestion at the start? I'm curious, was there any missed out, or there's got to be a few more, surely. Anyway, I wonder if there's going to be any more. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. I can't at the moment. Next Pokemon's going to be Zweilous. Now this is going to be for Hustle, and Electros was obviously for Levitate. So this is actually probably one of the best Pokemon on my team. I know it's Zweilous, but this was fire. Now, I got this Terra Steel set, and I thought it'd be a good matchup to bait out the Dragon-type move on Dragapult there. So they fell for the bait, which is perfect. Now I'm going to go for Dragon Rush. Now, with Hustle, this thing hits very, very hard. A lot of people actually underestimated this Pokemon when I battled them. So this is actually a blunder policy set. So this has Hustle, Dragon Rush is very, very shaky accuracy. So with that blunder policy, I've got a good chance of doubling my speed, yeah? We've got Terra Blast Steel, and we've also got some good coverage with Crunch too. So I've actually got this Cinderace using Pyro Ball. It missed, which is very, very good. And then I missed, and I got my blunder policy. So max speed, max attack. And now I've got the last move at Stomping Tantrum. So Stomping Tantrum is going to get a double base power due to that miss. So it all stacks in really nicely. So that's the end of Cinderace. An excellent event there of Cinderace missing. Next Pokemon going to be Rillabooma. And we've got this Grassy Surge. So what are they going to do here? Branch Poke? There's nothing they can do. So I'm going to go for the Dragon Rush. I outsped them. Good damage there on the Rillaboom. Now, Rillaboom's going to go for a low kick. That does pretty good, decent damage to me for sure. Zweilous isn't, I wouldn't call it a real heavy Pokemon, right? It's not like a Snorlax or something like that. So we're going to finish that off with a Crunch in a punch, and that's going to be the end of Rillaboom. So Zweilous is sweeping through the team. Next Pokemon to come out is going to be Inteleon. Now, I thought here, well, I could go for Dragon Rush, but I might miss. So I'll just go for Crunch, you know. It lived the crunch. Only just and Snipe Shot is going to be enough to take out the Zweilous. But that was very, very good. We pressured the opponent really hard with the Zweilous. We've still got 3 Pokemon left too. So next Pokemon is going to be my Vital Spirit Pokemon, which is Vigoroth. So this is actually a pretty cool set. It's a loaded dice Fury Swipe set with Bulk Up, Stomping Tantrum, and Rest. So it's got Rest as Vital Spirit. So if you use Rest and Vital Spirit, it's going to fail. And then if you use Stomping Tantrum, you'll get a double base power. I just was trying to think of a way to get Vital Spirit to activate, you know. Anyway, that's the end of Inteleon. Last Pokemon is going to be Greninja. They're going to go for a Terra here. They pretty much have to. I'm absolutely destroying them at the moment. And now the Greninja is going to be Terra Poison. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. I can go for Stomping Tantrum, and that'll do some nice damage. So what I did here is I opted to go for the Rest, rest is going to fail. So my next move is going to be double base power. They've gone for a gunk shot. It's missed. I'd say that possibly would have killed me, and I'm going to go for Stomping Tantrum, and that is going to be the end of the Greninja. So we've been a really sweaty team there, and goodbye Greninja, and hello a baby, a bottle. There we go, people saw a rage quit on the very first battle. That was so salty about that miss, like, holy moly. So Vigor off. We got that Vital Spirit Rest only on PIMPNITE's channel. If you enjoyed the Rage Quit, you enjoy the battles, people, we want to support the channel, hit that like button, and let's get on to battle number 2. This battle was super sweaty. So the first opponent here, we got a Yarn Mega, so I thought they might go for a Protect. It's good to use protection, you know, wrap before you tap sort of thing. So we're going to go for that Sticky Web. We got that Sticky Web up, that's excellent, and now we got the Yarn Mega getting a speed boost. You know, Grubbin's a very scary Pokemon to come against, you know, you got to use Protect there. So Yarn Mega, interesting enough, is going to go for a U-turn, and in comes Flutter Lame. So Flutter Lame is going to have a speed drop, which is good, and it's also going to get a special attack boost from the boosted energy and that ability. So this is a big threat. Fortunately, I actually went for Poison Jab on the swap, and it did some great damage. Now watch this, right? So I've got my focus sash. No, wait, my focus band. I got my focus band to activate, right? I was laughing my ass off here. I was like, man, I got it to activate, and you wouldn't read about that. I go for Poison Jab again, and I was like, this would be great if it got poisoned, and I poisoned the Flutter Lame. So this is perfect. Only on PIMPNITE's channel will you see a Grubbin completely defeat a Flutter Lame. So Flutter Lame's going to go for a Salty Dark Pulse there, and that's going to faint me there. Of course, that crit mattered, and Flutter Lame is going to faint. So that was such an excellent like matchup there. I got rid of the Flutter Lame with the Grubbin. Perfect, right? It gets better. Next Pokemon's going to be Yarn Mega, and we're going to bring in the Vigoroth. So I thought, I don't reckon they'll really know what I'm going to do here, so I'll go for Bulk Up. They may go for Detect. Instead of going for Detect, they just attack me. So the Yarn Mega is going to go for U-turn. I guess they sort of thought, oh, I'll go for U-turn and then, you know, see what it's going to use. So Yarn Mega's swapping out again, and in comes, we got Ursaluna. Now, Ursaluna is going to be a pretty hard nut to crack here. I'm going to have to hit this really hard. So it's got the Flame Orb. It's going to hit like an absolute truck, right? So I thought, let's go for Fury Swipes. Fury Swipes miss. I was like, oh, come on. So they got the Drain Punch. I narrowly live on 11 health. Thank you to the Bulk Up, right? This doesn't have Everlight. By the way, if I did mention, it's got loaded dice for Fury Swipes. So I went for the loaded dice Stomping Tantrum, or the Miss Fury Swipe Stomping Tantrum combination, and that does really good damage. So I was happy with that. I mean, would have I liked to use Fury Swipes first? Yes, but you know, double base Stomping Tantrum is nothing to you know, sniff at. So next Pokemon we're going to bring in here is going to be Gengar. So Gengar only has one ability, and we've got a Focus Miss Dream Eater set. Thank goodness Focus Blast is going to land, and that's the end of Ursaluna. So a very scary Pokemon got. Next Pokemon's going to be this Yarn Mega again. Now I was thinking, I smell a rat here. I think this might have a move to hit me. Like, they're not going to go for U-turn, right? So I went into that Peppermint Condom, and we're going to get that psychic damage aimed right at us. But we got that bulk, you know. So here comes a U-turn and a psychic combination. So this is going to be pretty good because it's going to allow me to get a free turn. So in comes Sneasler. Sneasler's got Sticky Web drop on its speed, which is good. I went for Coil here, so I thought I'll get some accuracy up, some bulk. Yeah, so I got that. I'm hoping for a Quick Claw here. Really hoping I get that, and we got accuracy, so go for Zap Canada. Here comes the close combat. Unfortunately, it was just way too powerful for Electros to live that attack, but you know, I'm set up here for my next Pokemon. That's what I was hoping anyway, so bye-bye Electros. Next Pokemon's going to be Pipitar. I don't think you got to see this set last time. This is a Shed Skin set, of course, and I outspeed with Jolly Pipitar on the Sneasler. I bet they were pretty surprised about that. So we took him out with an Earthquake. This is a Flame Orb Terra Normal Facade set, max attack and max speed. Next Pokemon's going to be Thundurus. They're going to pop a Grass Knot. I sort of saw that one coming, but I didn't have a lot to swap in because I didn't want to risk Gengar at this point. So things are looking pretty nasty at the moment. This is like full-on sweat, right? So out goes the Thundurus, and in comes the Yarn Mega. I had a feeling they might do that, so I went for Hypnosis. So this Gengar is a Hypnosis Dream Eater set, max health, max speed, timid nature. And this Gengar hopefully can take out the Yarn Mega with a couple of Dream Eaters. So it's going to be sleeping this turn. Great damage there. That's quality damage with Dream Eater, getting that big suck. So Yarn Mega will outspeed me this turn. Unfortunately, watching it opens its eyes. I like how its eyes open. Like, they were super dark and then they went super red. And I went for Dream Eat. I could have gone for Focus Mist, but let's be real, probably would have missed anyway. So I was a little bit unlucky there. They woke up so early and they're able to easily finish you off with this Psychic. So all I've got left is the GOAT Zweilios. Can Zweilios beat 3 more Pokemon, you know? So we got Zweilios in the back here. We got to hustle for that muscle, right? So I know they're going to go for a bug move. I was like, they're definitely going to have Bug Buzz, right? They have to have Bug Buzz or some kind of bug move, yeah? Or they may go U-turn. So I'm going to go for the Terra Steel. Now, also, people, I'm going to tell you this. I got a Zweilios sweep. If you want me to upload the Zweilios sweep, let me know. I can put it up a little bit early. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see that. It was super, super funny. Anyway, thought I'd give you a little bit of a spoiler there. So I got that Dragon Rush off, which is really, really good. And interestingly enough, Yarn Mega went for went for Leech Life instead of Bug Buzz. So now this part of the battle was pretty interesting. So I've got that really big problem here. We've got a fighting type Pokemon and they're going to go for Victory Dance. Now that was pretty overconfident. Maybe they thought I was Everlight and they wanted that extra boost. However, it was very, very bad for them, right? Because I missed Dragon Rush and that gave me a boost in speed. So now I can outspeed them. It continues here. So I went for the Dragon Rush, incredible damage, and I got a flinch in a pinch, so that was incredible. Now I went for the Terra Blast Steel, and that is going to be the end of Lilligant Hisuian. I bet they never expected to lose that matchup. So the last Pokemon remaining is going to be Thundurus. I'm like, man, this is going to drop hard, you know? So I outspeed Thundurus, and it lived on 1 health. I was like, oh, come on. And then I got a flinch again. And then we hit, like, select the move, and they salty cancel. Man, what an incredible battle that was. I can't believe this Zweilios. Wow, that was insane. If you thought those battles were awesome, make sure you hit that like button. Tell me about it in the comment section. But, man, that was absolutely insane. That was crazy. Like, that's some, that you got, yeah, I know you have to admit, right, that's some top quality battle content. Anyway, next battle here, this is another random battle, I believe, and we've got a Tinkaton lead. So we've got a Sword Dance Tinkaton. Oh, I get that nickname, Idol, as in idol, you know. I'm your idol, right? Probably not. But anyway, that's the end of the Little Grub there. I tried to get a focus band, it didn't happen. So now we're gonna go into Pupitar. Pupitar, oh, you get to see the set. This is a Facade, Earthquake, Stone Mist set. Max speed, max attack. So I've got Dragon Dance. So going for Earthquake, and the Tinkaton is just narrowly gonna be able to live that. They went for a very, very overconfident Sword Dance there. Second one. I guess they expected to outspeed there. So I've got burnt by the Flame Orb. Now, I only did that for Facade, and I didn't really want to use Toxic Orb because if it's a sweeping Pokemon, it's not going to be around for very long with Toxic Orb, right? So, and I had Shed Skin to heal it as well. Not that it, you know, really healed very, at the right time, right? Anyway, so in comes Annihilate. I really can't do much to this at all, so I'm going to go into Gengar expecting a fighting type move, and it's going to be close combat, so that's pretty good. At this stage, I know they've probably got Rage Fist, so how about I go for Hypnosis and hope that I land it, which I do. So Annihilate is going to have a nice little sleep there. So very, very good. It's going to close its little peepers. So I don't know, why is it called TJ? I don't know. I'm not sure of these nicknames. If you can figure these nicknames out, let me know. I'm running on a small amount of sleep at the moment. So out comes the Gastrodon. Dream Eater is going to fail. Look, I could have gone for Focus Blitz there or another Hypnosis, but I didn't want to be too much of a scumbag putting their Pokemon to sleep, you know? In comes Electros. Oh, there's some mud in this arena, and they went for the obvious Earth Power. So we got that Levitate, like, you know, Electros and Gengar had some pretty good synergy, you know? So I got that Quick Claw, I went for a Giga Impact, and it's actually going to get some pretty nice damage on the Gastrodon. The only thing I've got to worry about is, you know, being able to live all those hits and stuff like that. So Gastrodon's going to go for Ice Beam, does Donkey, so that's cool. Gastrodon is going to have Leftover too, so I was like, all right, well, one more Giga Impact will take it out, you know? So here comes the Sludge Bomb. I'm guessing they're trying to get a Poison there, and I see some more Leftovers. And I'm like, I reckon it's still definitely a range to take out, you know, judging on my first set. Giga Impact misses the second time, so I'm like, all right, that's very unfortunate. I know that Gastrodon can take one more, unless I get like a ginormous crit. So go for that Giga Impact on the Gastrodon. It just lives again, like, come on. And that Leftovers obviously, you know, definitely made a difference. Well, the Giga Impact Leftovers missed. So that's the end of Electros. I have to get back into this game. Things aren't looking too hot at the moment. So I've got my Gengar I could swap in. I was like, nah, we'll go into Vigoroth here. Now, Vigoroth actually has pretty surprising speed. Like, you'd be pretty surprised. It's actually got 90 base speed, so it's a little bit fast, and people didn't really expect it, which is cool. So I'm going to go for Rest, and we're going to get that double base power on Stomping Tantrum. So we got this Garganacl here, and I'm going to be hitting that with a Stomping Tantrum double base power. Great damage, they're very, very good damage. Hammerarm actually misses that too, which is really nice, but I thought, look, I'm going to get some okay damage here, but I figured it would live, judging on the damage I did with a fully base-powered Stomping Tantrum. So that's the end of the Vital Spirit Vigoroth. But, it was a pretty fast little Pokemon. Good at finishing things off, too. Next Pokemon's going to be Zwellios. I was like, let's go for Dragon Rush. I might be able to get a miss here. And Dragon Rush doesn't miss. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that's fine. I still fainted the Garganacl. Next Pokemon's going to be Mayonnaise. Okay, we got that Gardevoir. Like, who likes mayonnaise on the sandwich, right? Mayonnaise works well with, like, chicken and fish, those sort of things, like, mostly. Anyway, so we got this Terra Steel. I thought that Gardevoir would send me to the moon, and I thought, if I go for Terra Steel here, that'd be great. So, Gardevoir's going to go for the obvious Moonblast. It still did a pretty good amount of damage, and Terra Blast misses. That's the thing with Hustle, It gives you that extra attack, but you're sort of at a risk there, right? You get that big 1.5 boost, but... and then you get that, 0.8 times, so it does make it pretty shaky. So, fortunately for me, I did land the Terra Blast, and that's the end of Gardevoir, so that's excellent. So, got 2 more Pokemon left. Next Pokemon going to be Skeledirge. We got a Terra here, too. Now, I opted to go for the Crunch. I thought about it for a bit, like, they're possibly going to Terra, but I was like, Crunch will still do pretty good damage. I could go for Dragon Rush, but... if I miss altogether, that could be kind of bad. So I went for the Crunch, it landed, thank goodness, and great damage. I was happy with that. Now Skeledirge is going to go for a Terrafire Torch Song. So, I'm definitely not going to live that. Even if I was at full health, I wasn't living that. I don't have anything like Everlight and things like that. So that's the end of Swirlio. So all I've got left is Annihilate and Skeledirge, but... I've only got 2 Pokemon left as well, and I've got a burnt Pupitar. So, fortunately, Earthquake was enough to take out the Skeledirge. Now, we had one big problem. We had Annihilate. Now, Annihilate can annihilate both of these Pokemon. So, what's sleeping? I felt like they'll go for close combat again. Like, worst case scenario, they wake up and go for close combat. I've got Gengar. So, worst case scenario happened. Boom, right? Perfect. Now... I'm going to go for Hypnosis here. And, man, my cheeks were clenched when I used that move. Thank goodness it landed, right? So, Annihilate is going to go back to sleep here. Gengar can now go for Dream Eater. They can't swap out because there's the last Pokemon. So, I thought, all right, let's see how much this does. Great damage, but it just wasn't enough to take it out in one shot. And then I seen the berry pop. I was like, it's going to have Citrus or Agwave or something like that. Mago, yeah, Mago Berry. So... fortunately for me, the Annihilate is going to stay asleep, and Gengar can finish off the Annihilate with the Dream Eater. But what another crazy battle there. And that was a competitive team too. So that's 3 competitive teams we've dumpstered with these memes. So they're going pretty well. Thank you, Jago, for the battle, whoever you are. Let's get on to battle number 4. This is a battle against Joshua Piles, and we got a pretty interesting team in. Now, this Arbok was very, very scummy, right? Like, it was cruel. Who's watched Cobra Kai before, I think there was another season for him. I was still waiting for it to come out, Anyway, we got this very, very unfortunate start. So this Arbok was complete, like, filth. I would never use a set like this in my life. So it was a glare, bite, flinching set. So the chances of, even getting like a single attack off were very, very low too. So this, I feel like this Arbok was built like semi-bulky, and it sort of relied on glare, outspeeding, and then, paralyzing and flinching. So I got a Focus Band activation, which is awesome, and I managed to somehow get 1 crunch off. But, it didn't do a lot to Arbok anyway. Arbok had Black Sludge as its item too, so that sort of helped it. And then they disrespected me with Poison Sting. Wow, that was cruel. So anyway, we got to take this. We got to take this Arbok out. I need to give the Bonsai. What's the dude from Karate Kid's name? Mr. The little trees, the bonsai trees. Oh, what? Mr. Miyagi. That's it. Wax on, wax off, that sort of thing. So Pupitar was waxing on and waxing off, and in comes a Staravia called Double Team. Now, I had a feeling, I did have a little inkling that this might have the move Double Team. So I thought, what a great thing to do here. Let's use Zap Cannon against a Double Team Pokemon. What could possibly go wrong? So not only does it have Double Team, it's also going to have Sand Attack as well, which is going to be infuriating to land any sort of attack at all. Now, it is true, I do have Coil, but I thought, by the time I keep using Coil, I might be able to land like an attacking move. So I decided to keep going for Zap Cannons here. Now, what made this set even more scummy, it had Air Slash as well. So I know what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do, they're setting up Double Teams and Sand Attacks, and then they're going to outspeed and flinch me with Air Slash. It's going to take a lot of hits though. I don't think it has really anything much to hit me with here. So I'm going for the Zap Cannons continually while the Staravia, actually, matter of fact, at this point, I think it went for nearly like, I want to say 5 or 6 Double Teams. So if someone is really, really good at maths here, I'm actually generally curious what the chances would be of me landing a Zap Cannon. Now remember, Zap Cannon, if you are curious, is only 50% accuracy, and I managed to land it there. Take the Sand Attack into effect, and also the Double Teams, and it's a very, very low chance. I want to say there had to be at least, 5% or lower. Crazy, right? I don't know. Like, if someone could do their maths in the comment section, I'd really, really like to see that. I'm not very good at maths myself. That's why I'm asking. So, anyway, this theme team, by the way, if you have ever watched my Nuzlocke on YouTube, this is the team based on the shinies I got throughout my Nuzlocke series. So, like, from Gen 1 all the way up to Gen 6. It was pretty cool. So, and also the same moves and stuff as well are very, very similar. So, this is an Absorb Executor only on PIMPNITE's channel. And, Electros has taken them Absorbs pretty well, which is good. I'm actually trying to get I was really trying to get a Paralyze here, too. I actually used up all my Zap Cannons nearly against that Staravia. I think I had, like, 1 left. I kept, like, 1 in the back. So, Executor's going to go for a Psyshock here. Electros is such a bulky Pokemon. And I missed it's funny, I missed the Zap Cannon there and I landed against the Staravia. So that's going to be the end of the minty green eel. Next Pokemon's going to be Zweilous. I thought this is a prime opportunity to go for Dragon Rush. Dragon Rush is going to miss, which is excellent, right? So I'm going to get my speed boost. This is going to allow me to, not get outsped by hopefully most of the Pokemon, remaining on the team. Then the Executor used a very cruel move there. It healed itself up. It didn't even like have any, like hardly any damage to it. Like people like to like mess with me with that move. They like, because like apparently I mispronounce it, and then there's teams of people that just use that that healing move over and over again, to make me try and say it. So anyway, that's just some more backstory and lore and things like that. So this Executor is really only has Absorb. I'm pretty sure I'm walling it hard at the moment. This is a Harvest Citrus Berry set. I just got to land like a couple of crunches back to back, and it's gonna be it's gonna be toast, like, for sure, right? I only just noticed too when I was looking at Zweilous, its feet actually like are pointing backwards. Like you got like one forward and backwards. It's kind of weird. Next Pokemon's gonna be Among Us. Also, I think I've put some of these shiny reactions in YouTube Shorts before. I don't think I'll put all of them up, but I have put the Arbok and the maybe the Magikarp and the Tentacle. I've put them up. I have to actually put those ones up on YouTube, like those little shiny reactions. So anyway, we got the Among Us swapping out. It's a regenerator set, and we got the mighty Pimpnite coming in here. So I just went for Bulk Up. I was like, wait, if this thing's got a Focus Sash, which it probably does, it probably has Focus Sash and Flail, so I decided to go for the Fury Swipes and get some quality damage. Somehow it was still like, was it a 4-hit? Okay, it was somehow still a 4-hit KO against a Magikarp. Like, I felt like it should have taken that out in maybe 2 hits, but this just goes to show you how strong Fury Swipe is. Anyway, that's it in a Magikarp. Next Pokemon going to be Among Us. I'm going to go for a Bulk Up here as well. I'm going to try and hit this with like a really powerful Fury Swipes. And Among Us is going to go for Giga Drain. Now, that was a choice specs Among Us. You can see the damage it did to me, right? Very, very powerful damage. So I'm going to go for Fury Swipes. It's going to land, which is good. So that's 1 hit. We got 2 hit. We got 3 hit. And we got 4 hit. And we even got 5 hits. But it wasn't enough to take out the Master Ball. That actually looks pretty similar to a Master Ball. I was thinking of doing some ball-like teams too. The other day I did like a Pokeball team, with Pokemon that look like Pokeballs. I was thinking of a Master Ball. You could have Among Us, you could have Spiritomb. That was another one too. That's actually be a pretty cool theme idea. I don't know. I got to think of 6 Pokemon. So if someone's got any suggestions for ball-like teams, when I mean like say, Pokemon that look like a Beast Ball or like a Cherish Ball. Cherish Ball I was thinking I could do, but I was like, I can only come on with shiny Genesect. Anyway, just a thought. Next Pokemon going to be Tentacruel. I caught shiny Tentacle and Magikarp almost back-to-back in Generation 3. Apparently, I rolled I must have rolled like a really good seed in the game, and I almost got these back-to-back fishing for Phoebus. Like, I found 2 shiny full odds before I even found Phoebus. So we got a Terra Water Tentacruel. This is going to be a pretty scary Pokemon. It's very, very fast, and it's going to go for liquidation. So Gengar is going to get dropped there. I think it's got a little bit of bulk to it, and I got a Cursed Body, which is really, really good. So I thought I could actually make use of this. I've got my Pupitar. I could go for a Terra Normal and then hit it really hard. I don't think they'll go for Poison Jab, because obviously I'm a rock type, so I decided to go for Terra Normal and then go for Terra Normal Facade, and it should hit really, really hard. That actually run really hard. Really hard Facade. Anyway, we're going to go for that Facade, and Tentacruel's going to go for a Sword Dance here. I thought I might try like another different move, but unfortunately now it can go for a Poison move. So I'm going to go for Facade, hoping this is enough to take it out. And it was so close to taking it out. It just wasn't enough. So now Tentacruel's got like, what, +4 in attack. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to live that. I might have lived a +2 like super badly, but definitely not a +4. But really cool team there. Thank you, Joshua, for the battle. That was my full-on shiny team in my Nuzlocke there. So really, actually some pretty cool shinies. What was your very first shiny Pokemon you ever caught? You could even tell me each generation, Geno. If you really want to, leave a comment below. I'd be very interested to see that. I love reading my comments, people. So if you got any comments, put them below there. I always read them over my breakfast and stuff like that. Next battle, this one is against iLeaf, and we got a Gibble lead. And Gibble is going to drop a Draco right onto my Grubbin, and that's obviously going to faint it. So I thought, all right, well, we'll go into our little Vigoroth here, and I'll set bulk ups. That'll allow me to get like 1 or 2 of them up. This is not going to hit very hard. At least I thought it wasn't going to hit very hard. So here comes the second one, and that is absolutely, definitely Choice Spec. So I'm going to go for the rest here. I went for that, and then it's going to, obviously Vital Spirit is going to pop up there. I knew I'd live a second one due to that, using it like, what, 3 times now, and then Stompy Tantrum is going to have to take out the Gibble. So that was Ash's Gibble. There might be some other... Right, the Cynthia BDSP, okay, I get that one. Now, I think there was a couple of the other ones I didn't understand or I couldn't remember. Let me see. So we got a Gibble evolution team. So we got a Gibble, 2 Gibbles, 2 Gabites, and 2 Garchomps. I believe I've done this team myself before, but I can't remember if I did it with a Mega Garchomp. Unfortunately, I missed out on doing a lot of those teams. I never imagined they'd be taken away out of the game. It had rough skin, and that's why I didn't use Fury Swipes there. So I got some okay damage off of the Stompy Tantrum. The Garchomp went for a Fling there. Now, interesting fact about Fling. If you use the move Fling, and let's say for example, it missed, or it didn't have a target like that, you still consume your iron, right? So just something to remember if you ever want to use the move Fling. You probably, there's like a few powerful items like Iron Ball or things like that, but yeah. Anyway, next, why is this called Intense Piano? Why? Like I said, I haven't had a lot of sleep, so I don't imagine Gabite being a good piano player at all. I'm not sure. Wait, that's a question of the day. Does anyone play like piano? Does anyone like play piano? Let me know. And is it difficult? That's a serious question. Is there a single one of my viewers that plays piano? As a hobby, or you go to those musical concert things and do that? I really like to know. I myself personally I don't play any musical instruments. I can play a fire-ass beat of Hot Cross Buns on the recorder, though, and Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Anyway, that's just some more lore and facts about me, which of course you wanted to know. We got another Gabite here. Gabite Shiny looks absolutely awesome. I wish they did that with Garchomp. Garchomp looks like super disappointing. So this is a Sandvale Gabite. They're trying to get like misses and stuff against me, and I really only have Giga Impact. Unless they can't really use a ground type move, which is good. So Dragon Breath, it's like a paralyzed. I see what they're doing. So they're getting like a paralyzed sand damage and stuff like that. Gabite's gonna swap out, and in comes Chomp. Wait, is this like the Mario? Is this like the Mario reference, like the Chomp? Mate, no, the Chain Chomp. Nah, it'd be called Chain Chomp. It wouldn't be called Chomp Chomp. Or maybe it's just referring to its thing. I don't know, maybe I'm just completely overthinking this thing. Anyway, so we're going to focus as Gibble. Gibble's going to have rough skin as well, especially with all that sand, you know. Maybe that sand will smooth down that all those rough edges on Gibble. So Gibble going to pop an outrage here, and that was a no-joke outrage. It almost took out the Minty Fresh. So we got that Quick Claw right before I fainted. So I just thought here, I thought I'd be a little bit of a smarty. I'm going to go for the Confused Ray. I thought this would be really funny if I can make the Gibble faint as hell with Confusion, because I'm going down this turn anyway, right? So I went for a salty Confused Ray KO on the Gibble, and unfortunately Gibble got through that and it fainted me. I mean, even if it didn't, I was fainted to the sand anyway. So I thought, you know what? This is fine. Everything is fine. What I'll do is I'll bring in my Pupitar, go for Dragon Dance, and get a +1 in attack and speed, like for free. And hopefully the Gibble hits itself in Confusion. That'd be awesome, like a free swapping, like, and not taking any damage whatsoever from Outrage. That was the plan. That was the backup plan. So Gibble actually hits itself, which is excellent. So in the end, my plan actually succeeded there, which is very, very good. So that's the end of the second Gibble. We still got another Garchomp and 2 Gabites to go here. Is a Jet. Okay, well, I get that nickname. I do get that one. I know I'm not that stupid. I do get that one. So we got a speed drop there on the Garchomp. Good damage there. That was from Facade, and this is actually a real shark. It's using Surf. You know, that's gonna be the end of my Pupitar. Damn. It's also had a Life Orb too, so it's a special Garchomp. Actually, Garchomp gets a good amount of special moves, like, believe it or not. So we're gonna go into our next Pokemon, and of course, it's gonna be Zwellios. Now, Zwellios is going to be good against this team because it does have Dragon Rush. Now, Dragon Rush is going to be good against all of these remaining Pokemon, but, you know, you got that shaky Dragon Rush miss. I wasn't too sure about using that at the moment. So, I had to try and get a speed boost here because Garchomp's outspeeding and Dragon Rush landed. I was like, dang, I was actually kind of hoping it would miss, but it doesn't matter. That's the end of Garchomp anyway. So, we got another Garchomp and another Gabite. So, we got a Gabite called I Love Sand. Well, I know why it's called that because of its sand veil ability. What's the other one called? What was it called? I know, it was about piano. Intense piano player? I don't know. Intense piano. Something to do with music? No, I have no idea at all. It's going to be something really easy, and I'm going to get roasted in the comment section for it. Anyway, I'm going to throw a little bit of metal there at the Garchomp. Garchomp going to go for an Earthquake, and that's the end of the Hustle Pokemon. So all I've got left now is my Gengar. Now, this is the Terra Dark Garchomp. I was like, man, I have to go for Focus Mist. So I was clenching them cheeks, and Focus Blast does land. Otherwise, I would have been cooked there. Earthquake would have easily have taken him out. And that is the fifth battle. I hope you enjoyed that one, everyone. Some really, really top, fun, interesting battles today, and really, really cool teams. Let's get on to battle number 6. I've got 7 battles today, so I really wanted to spoil you all today, because I know we haven't had a video for ages, but I got you, right? Hopefully this, hopefully we'll be back to my normal, almost new daily theme team uploads and other video uploads in the next couple of weeks. So it's just been super full on, all right? I just thought I'd mention that. I haven't slowed my uploads on purpose or anything like that. I actually really like putting content out daily. It's fun, you know. I like giving you all something to watch. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I can't guarantee everything. I'm just waiting on like a lot of IRL things. So anyway, back to the battle here. We got a battle. This one's against Akina, and we have a Glimmora lead. So this is interesting. They used Acid Armor twice. And then they went for a Terra Normal Glimmora. I was like, whoa, what is this going to be? So instead of using anything, this was the last move I thought they used was Explosion. So I was like, what the hell? So Acid Armor Explosion ×2 only on PIMPNITE Shadow, and I think that just had enough power to take out the mighty Grubbin, you know, with the crit. You know, Grubbin is a incredibly bulky Pokemon, things like that. So that's the end of the Glimmora and the Grubbin. Man, I really wish Focus Band activated. That would have been super funny. So next Pokemon's going to be a Geodude, and I thought, wait a second. This is going to be an Explosion team. So I absorbed them Toxic Spikes, which is good. And Geodude Alola is going to have a speed drop. Then they swapped out the Geodude, and they went into Minior. So I thought, all right, well, it might be an exploding team, or it might not be. I mean, it's sus, right? I was like, as soon as I seen that Geodude and an Explosion, I smelled a rat. So we got that shields down on the it was the Hypnosis, and that's gonna fail. You know, that's definitely gonna fail. And here comes Ancient Power. So Ancient Power isn't really gonna do a lot of damage to me at all, right? So we're just sort of staying in here and hoping to get some sword dances up, and that's pretty much it. That's virtually it, you know. So we got them sword dancers. One sec. I've got a phone call right when I'm going to narrate. Anyway, I have to keep narrating here. So we got this solar beam Minior, and it's gonna one shot your boy in one hit there. So that's the end of the Pupitar. At least I got its health down there. So the shield's down's gonna occur, and Minior is gonna be a lot faster and a lot more offensive in its physical and a special move. So of course, once my Pupitar is gone, of course the explosion happens on my Zweilios, and Zweilios actually takes that one like really well, which is good. Maybe they had like a mix there. Then they sent out a Pokemon. Wait, is this Spupa called Bald? I don't know why it's called Bald for. I think they were trying to make a joke, but I'm not bald at all. I've got plenty of hair, right? I'm gonna be like 100 years old and still have like tons of hair on my head and that sort of thing. So that's the end of Bald. I was wondering how Spupa was gonna use Explosion too, because I know that it doesn't learn it. Next Pokemon gonna be that Geodude, and my move actually missed, so I got a Dragon Rush up, which is excellent, and that's gonna boost my speed. However, Geodude, of course, is gonna have Explosion as well, so that's the end of my Zweilios. So I'd say they've all got Explosion, except how would Spupa use Explosion? I'm trying to think. It doesn't get Copycat. I don't think there's any way Spupa can use Explode, except for hacks, right? Next Pokemon gonna be an orange Geodude. It sort of looks like a golden nugget, you know? So I know this is gonna go Explosion, so I was like, all right, well, I have to probably hit this pretty hard with Stopping Tantrum, because I know it's probably gonna be bulky, and they're gonna go for Explosion. Come on, Vigoroth, and Vigoroth is gonna faint, unfortunately. So that's the end of Vigoroth, and also the end of the Geodude. So these Pokemon are exploding everywhere. So I've got Gengar left, and I've got Electros. So I was saving Gengar in the back, just in case the last Pokemon had explosions. Last Pokemon is going to be Slugma Ball. Oh, that's it. Okay, so it's a Slugma called Slugma Balls, and it's also silver as well. So Slugma Ball is going to dodge that attack, and it's going to go for Guard Swap. Now, Guard Swap is a curious move. What Guard Swap does, it swaps all the defense and special defense around. So very curious move there. So I'm going to try and get some core boost here to increase my accuracy. The Slugma is going to have Flamethrower. So that's actually hits me pretty hard. That's a quality 3-hit KO. So Zapdos, Zap Cannon, not Zapdos. I mean, they both got Zap in the name, is going to miss. And then the Slugma went for Clear Smog. I don't know why I had Clear Smog, but it removed all my coil boost. So I had to go for that raw Zap Cannon now and hope that it landed. Unfortunately, all my Zap Cannons missed. And Slugma is going to continue to go for the Flamethrower. So I never would have guessed I would have lost the Slugma there. So at this stage, I'm getting pretty salty. So I was like, all right, that's it. I'm not losing to a Slugma, and Hypnosis miss. Remember, I've got Focus miss, and I've got Dream Eater as my attacking move. That's it, right? Earth Power hits me really hard, so I had to go for a little Timmy Terror here, and I had to land the Hypnosis, and then, land that Dream Eater. It was very bad. Oh my god, I'm getting another call here. So we got that Terra Psychic Gengar. I landed the Hypnosis on Slugma Balls, which is very good. It closed its silver eyelids, which is going to be good. Hopefully it stays asleep, and it does. So here comes the Dream Eater on the Slugma. I hope I can one-shot it, and I did. That was a very scary Slugma. You're probably never going to hear that anywhere else. But that is the end of the 6th battle in today's video, and we've got one last battle to finish off an amazing video. Hope you're all enjoying the battles so far. Let's get into battle number 7. Now, this was a random battle that I just had probably 5-10 minutes ago. Well, before I start narrating. And this is pretty interesting. So the first Pokemon we got is going to be Clodsire. And I've got my little sticky web starter. Fortunately for once, I actually managed to outspeed a Pokemon, so I got that up. Now, this is pretty interesting. So we got the Clodsire using Toxic Spikes. They know that I've got a Gengar on my team, but maybe they think I won't swap it in, due to Clodsire most definitely having a ground type move. So it's going to fight my little worm there with the, little grub with the Stone Mist, and I'm going to bring in Gengar. What I'm going to do is bring it in, absorb those Toxic Spikes, and swap it out and go into Electros, because Electros has got the Levitate ability. Amazing background there. I love the ability to see through the floors, and yeah, we got that easy Levitate, easy prediction there, and we're going to do a swap drop now, because I'm assuming they're probably going to use a poison type move, and we're going to go back in the into PIMPNITE. I haven't swapped it yet, so PIMPNITE's going to actually resist that poison, and we got that burn. So that was pretty good, working around the Clod side there. Unfortunately, now that I'm burned, this is why I probably should have run Toxic Orb instead of Flame Orb, but I digress. We're going to get some good damage there on Clod side, and that's going to fake me with Earthquake. Not a lot I could have done. So we're going to swap into the Vigoroth now. Vigoroth should be able to live these moves super easy, especially after a single bulk up. I thought that Clodsire may try and set up another Toxic Spikes, but it's just going to go ahead and use Poison Jab. Now, Poison Jab is going to poison me on the very first turn, which is a little bit unfortunate. I was hoping maybe to get another bulk up would have been cool there, but since I'm poisoned now, I'm going to go for the rest, get the Vital Spirit, making rest fail, and then go for Stomping Tantrum. I don't want to go for Stomping Tantrum and then, you know, Clodsire living it and then spamming, I don't know, Recover or swapping out. So I'm going to go for Stomping Tantrum on the Clodsire. That is going to be enough to take it out, which is good. Unfortunately, I've almost lost like half of my team to the first Pokemon, so things are not looking too good. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Lycanroc. We did the Sticky Web there. I've got Stomping Tantrum, so I thought, well, I might as well go for that, and we get some good damage on Lycanroc. Almost taking out. Very, very impressive. They're going to go for Stealth Rock, which is pretty fortunate. They wouldn't have been able to go for that if I wasn't poisoned. They would have had to attack me, right? So they've got Toxic Spikes. Well, that's gone, and they've got Stealth Rocks on the field. So they've got plenty of entry hazards on the team. Next Pokemon we got is going to be this Zwellios. I'm going to take a little bit of Stealth Rock damage. I went for Dragon Rush here. Drill Run's going to be their move that pretty much does donkeys, and Dragon Rush is going to miss, which is great. So that's going to give me a chance to outspeed pretty much most Pokemon on the team. There was one I knew I wouldn't be able to outspeed at least right away. So go for Stomping Tantrum again, a double Stomping Tantrum like from my first Pokemon, now my second, and that's the end of the Lycanroc. Next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Titan. So you don't get to see Titan very often, especially not on non-snow teams and stuff. So I thought, you're definitely going to go for a nice type move. Maybe it's got Ice Shard and things like that. So I'll go for the Terra Steel Zwellios. That way I can resist any incoming ice moves like Ice Shard, or he may even try, maybe even possibly be like a Belly Drum set, and go for a Terra Blast Steel. So going for that Terra Blast Steel with the Hustle ability, that almost took it out. Very, very good damage. And they're going to set Amnesia up, which is curious. So maybe they had some super, super tanky set. It was already very defensive, but I don't know what they were doing in that Titan set. But anyway, that's going to be the end of Titan. A couple of Terra Blasts were easy enough to take it out. Maybe they thought I'd miss, or maybe they didn't think I'd hit that hard. Next Pokemon is going to be Talonflame. Talonflame's going to outspeed me with Sunny Days. Like, damn, that really, really sucks. So even with all that, even with all that speed from Blunder Policy, it wasn't enough to outspeed Talonflame. Talonflame, however, is going to be fainting itself by going for Flare Blitz. So I guess that was the best possible thing I could do there. So I took out, a couple of Pokemon, which is pretty good. So that's the end of Talonflame. There's two more left here, so I'll sort of even things up now. Next Pokemon is going to be Armor. Now, this is a very, very good Pokemon, a very good counter to my team. So I really would like to land one Zap Cannon would be very handy, but then again, it's like if I land Zap Cannon right, it's gonna be paralyzed, and then I can't put it to sleep, and then I'm only left with like Focus Blast. So I was like, at this stage, I'll just go for Zap Cannon. If it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So my move is gonna miss, and Armor Cannon is gonna nuke my max health EV'd Electros. So that hit really, really hard. Now we're gonna go into Gengar, hoping I can maybe get this Dream Eater KO here. The last Pokemon that I've got is weak to fighting, so I can. I think it's Baxcalibur, and I should be able to easily outspeed that and drop it with Focus Blast. However, it's this Armoroid which is the problem, right? So I've put it to sleep. I'm going for Dream Eater. Even with those drops in its bulk, it's just not doing a lot of damage because it resists it. So fortunately, our Armoroid is going to be sleeping here. It is like a 4-hit KO by the looks of it, unless I get a critical hit. So another lucky turn. That's 3 turns of sleep now, and that wasn't just enough to take it out. So Armoroid is going to wake up. It has been 3 turns, and it's going to have Psyshock. So like, yeah, Gengar's not going to live that one. And that is the end of the 7th battle. A pretty close one. I clutched there at the end, but not quite enough. Hope you enjoy this one, people. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.